Hi, my name is Dr. Daniel Roney. The topic of this video is thyroid must-knows. And with studying the thyroid for a decade or more and studying chronic fatigue, using the information that I've studied and learned and clinically put into place, we've been able to help hundreds and hundreds of patients suffering with thyroid malfunction over the years. So if you have thyroid malfunction that you know of, or you're not sure, you've been diagnosed, you're on meds, you're not getting better, whatever it might be, this information is critical for you to understand and critical for you to get better. Okay, so if you don't have it, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to get better. So just hang in there for a couple minutes, and I promise you at the end, it will be life-changing information. Okay, so hang tight. All right. The number one thing I want you to understand is it's probably not a thyroid problem. Well, let's define that. 50 years ago, if a person walked into a doctor's office with thyroid symptoms, right? Fatigue, cold extremities, constipation, depression, lack of motivation, gosh, dry skin, hair, nails, hair falling out, at times palpitations, heart palpitations, insomnia, trembling, nervousness, things like that, right? The doctor would do an evaluation. TSH and T4 were tested as far as the labs go. The person was diagnosed as hypothyroid, maybe hyper at times, put on medication, and typically the problem went away. Okay, symptoms went away, the person felt great. The reason for that is with that diagnosis, which was rare back in the day, a thyroid problem, it was a primary thyroid problem, meaning the thyroid itself was the issue. Okay, so when the thyroid itself is the issue, the meds are going to do great for it, okay? If we fast forward to today, okay, the problem today is it's very rarely a primary problem, yet thyroid diagnosis is up hundreds of percentage points over the last 5 to 10 years. What does that mean? It means it's probably not a thyroid problem, in that your thyroid is not the problem. Malfunctions in the rest of your body are causing your thyroid to either malfunction or cause you to be hyper or hypothyroid. Okay? What could those problems be? Well, the number one is an autoimmune condition. Okay? Number one cause of thyroid malfunction is something called Hashimoto's, where your immune system attacks the thyroid. So the thyroid is malfunctioning, true, but not primarily. It's the immune system that is the problem. And the immune system is almost never addressed. Okay, so you continue to suffer. All right, take it a step further. You could have an adrenal malfunction issue, and adrenals are your stress glands. So with the amount of stress that we endure today, many people have adrenal malfunction or low adrenal function. Could be high too, but adrenals cause major thyroid malfunction as well. If we have gut and liver issues, right? That's where T4 is converted to T3. We could have hormonal imbalances that cause a lack of release from T3 into free T3, which is used at the cellular level. The point I'm trying to make, ladies and gentlemen, is that today, according to research, and clinically it is very, very relevant, 90 to 95% of you don't have a primary thyroid problem. You have other issues in your body that causes you to either be hypothyroid, hyperthyroid, or have thyroid malfunction. That's most of you, statistically speaking. Especially if you've been on medication and you still feel lousy. It's because the meds can only do so much if the causes are not addressed. Okay? So that, all right, statistically speaking, it's probably not a thyroid problem. Okay, number two, labs are inadequate. 9 different labs should be done in order to determine of those things that we talked about, those reasons or causes of thyroid malfunction. Again, in order to determine what reasons or causes are there, 9 different labs should be done. Typically, TSH and T4 are the main ones that are done, and that's only 2 labs, okay? So an additional 7 should be done in order to figure out what's going on. Now, here's the other problem. Even if the labs were done, all right, in the conventional approach, even some alternative, they really don't understand that the other problems are really the cause, okay? So even if they did 9 labs and say they said, oh, you have Hashimoto's, right? You have this autoimmune condition. It doesn't change their approach. Their approach top endocrinologist in the country, in the world, however you want to characterize it, still is taught to make sure TSH and T4 is stable. They do not look at the other causes, okay? So if you have this autoimmune condition attacking your thyroid, you're taking the medication, yet you're still feeling lousy, you're still having a lot of thyroid symptoms. It's simply because the attack and the immune system not addressed is the primary problem. The thyroid's just malfunctioning secondarily to that immune system attack. So a true thyroid expert, okay, in today's world, understands what other issues could be going on, knows how to identify them, and then knows how to work on them so they no longer exist. If those problems no longer exist, your thyroid malfunction doesn't exist either, okay? As well as, or may not exist, as well as, right, your hypothyroid or hyperthyroid condition, okay? So the point I'm trying to make is very simply, these other issues are not addressed even if the labs were done properly. They're not trained to do that. The healthcare providers aren't trained to fix the causes. They're just trained to, right, band-aid the problem. Get TSH and T4 stabilized, and then they're done, all right? Again, true thyroid expert is going to look at all these different causes, identify them, and then know what to do about them, okay? Those are the things that you absolutely must know in order to get better, all right? At this stage, what I would recommend that you do is if you opt in, right, and you give us name and email address, what we'll do is immediately send you a thyroid report. I hand wrote it. What it's going to do is detail, right, I should say give you more detail on what other issues could be going on, what labs to have done, and what to do even if the labs were done, okay? So it's going to give you a lot more detail in regards to what we talked about here. The other thing that we'll send you is a video that I recorded that walks you through step by step what else could be going on. If you have a thyroid problem, okay, and thyroid malfunction, I can pretty much guarantee you it's not the only problem you have. And the reason for that is there's a thyroid receptor site in every cell of the body. So if you're hypothyroid, you have other issues going on, right? So what that video is going to do is break down those other issues. It's going to talk about your immune system heavily, your digestive system. It will talk about adrenal malfunction and hormone balance and things like that, which most of you, if you have a thyroid problem, also have, okay? So that video is probably one of the most important videos that I've done to date because it talks about all the things that could be going on that I found clinically and research-wise that you could be suffering from as to why you're not getting better in addition to a thyroid problem, okay? So we'll send that to you immediately. All you have to do, give us your email, name and email, and we'll send it right to you. Whatever you do with that information is entirely up to you. My goal is to give you information that you're not getting and understand why you're not getting better, okay? So do with that information what you will. If you need help, if you need me to look at things, evaluate things, and try to walk you through, sometimes it's necessary because there's so many things involved. We've developed a step-by-step systematic solution, right, and formula in order to get these things better. But it starts with knowing what to look for and how to identify them, right? And that's the first place that we typically start. So if I can help you in any way, please, I would love to be able to be a part of that. If not, totally understand. At least you get more information. Okay? Wish you the best of luck.